one inside the blue building.
We've got a UAV on station. Pretty
Oh, rip.
UAV entering the AO.
Fuck, he's still in the blue building. They're upstairs.
UAV is bingo fuel. RTX.
Aw, fuck. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Burger Town. Or whatever it's called. Up top behind you, Trevor.
Take cover. This is our fight. Stay focused. Friendly UAV overhead. UAV overhead. Something to think.
Enemy at the crossroads.
Is really a reflection of the authoritarian nature of the left and the Democrat Party. So Nancy Pelosi is going to go out there and basically compel her members to go for an impeachment that does not have popular support and does not, as you pointed out, have evidence. And
Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the crops because there are so many here. Other uses. Even after 100 years in-game and hundreds of hours in real life playing this game, I'm still not entirely familiar with all the crops, so I'm going to do my best today to explain to you which ones you want, which ones you want to avoid, and which ones are just kind of fun to play with. But we're not going to start in fall, we're going to start in spring where everyone starts, because logically that just makes sense. Now, on your very first day, you're going to find that a stranger was in your house overnight. But apparently that's not a big deal because he left you 15 parsnips, which are actually one of the worst crops in the game. A lot of times when I start a new farm, I won't even plant the parsnips, I'll actually sell them to Pierre because they're worth 150 gold, and with that you can buy some more valuable seeds. But the reason I would recommend against that is because it only takes 13 parsnips to get your farming skill to level up to its very first level. And parsnips only take 4 days to grow, so that means it's only going to take you 4 days to level up your farming skill, and that's very important because at level 1, you can now make a scarecrow and basic fertilizer. These two are very, very important moving forward. I cannot put enough emphasis on these two. The scarecrow actually works and by my estimation, only this first in Stardew Valley. Pretty much ignore water cannon and hill proficiency because those don't actually really make a difference until you're at about level 10 when you don't need them anyway. And by the way, those 13 parsnips were 463 gold. But the parsnips are pretty handy due to their 4-day growing period because you get your money back within 4 days, and for spring, it's all about the timing because the crop you want for spring are the strawberries. You get those on the 13th at the Egg Festival, so you need all your money back by then so you can buy as many of those as possible. But there definitely are other crops to play with in spring. We'll take a look at those as soon as you make your scarecrow, because your scarecrow is essential. Without it, all your crops are going to be eaten by the crows, and you lose all your money. Now, a scarecrow will cover actually this much space, about 8 spaces in every direction with these huge big areas like this, so it's definitely worth it. You definitely only need 1 or 2 scarecrows to start because the area is so big and your resources are going to be pretty limited, so place your very first one very carefully. Like I said, if you place it right in line with your door, place it right about here, just above your pond, this is a giant area of feathers. For spring, we have a decent selection of seeds. Now, what you want to buy is going to depend on your overall strategy. One thing I'd like to point out right away, tulips and jazz are very cheap to buy, but you make very little money off them. They're gold per day, definitely not worth your time, and there's no other use for them, so I would avoid doing them at the start of the game because you want money to do other things. If money is important but not your main goal, you might want to go with cauliflower. That's what I often do. It is the easiest. It takes 12 days to grow. You just water it. You can do 2 crops per season. It will not be ready for the Egg Festival on the 13th, however, so you cannot get your money back to buy strawberries, so you will lose a little bit of money there, but you'll still make decent money on cauliflower. Now, if money is your one and only, you're going to want to go with potato seeds because they only take 6 days to grow. They have decent money. You'll get your money back before you get those valuable strawberries in gear. It's also worth noting at this point that if you want to get the community center completed sooner than later, it's going to need parsnips, beans, cauliflowers, and potatoes. And those are going to need to be gold quality, so if you want to get the community center done on the first year, which is hard to do, you're going to want to get some of those going. But not me, I hate the community and love my money, so we're going for profit. But before we actually plant any of these seeds, remember how we leveled up our farming skill? Well, we can now make the basic fertilizer, which is made from 2 sap. You get sap from cutting down trees. You've probably cleared a bit of land by now. You probably gathered some sap, so you're going to want to make as much basic fertilizer as you can. That is working for just about every crop you're going to plant to really maximize the value. I know you're probably not going to have enough sap to cover every crop you're going to have at first, but that's okay. Do as many as you can. Try and focus on the more valuable crops like cauliflower and strawberries. And at the end of every day, if you have a little bit of extra energy and time, just cut down some trees. You'll get the wood from it and collect the sap especially because it's all about the money. In order to get your cauliflower to potentially turn into a giant cauliflower, they simply need to be placed in an area that gives them at least a 3x3, so a total of 9 spaces, and they have a small chance of turning into a giant one. The benefit of a giant one is, if you break it with your axe, it will give you more cauliflower than what the 9 spaces would normally give you. That will give you 17, so it almost doubled the area that's used. Also, if you're not in that much of a hurry to harvest these cauliflower, once they're matured, you can continue to water them and you will still have a chance to grow into a giant one. Once the 13th finally rolls around, you've hopefully gathered quite a bit of money, and now you can buy those valuable strawberries. You get them from the shop where they are set up here. They cost 100 gold each. Well worth the money. Yes, they are expensive, but you will get your money back. Don't worry about that. Now, once you buy your strawberry seeds, you don't need to plant them that day. It's going to be pretty late by the time you get back from the Egg Festival. You can plant them the next day, but don't take too many days to do it because you're going to get 2 harvests out of them actually for the spring. Once you plant them, they'll mature after 8 days. And then every 4 days after that, that's 2 harvests, but don't waste too much time, otherwise you'll only get 1 harvest and lose a lot of money. And that's normally my crop progression for year 1. I do the parsnips and roll those into potatoes, into strawberries. That will make you the most money. Just be careful on your timing. Make sure you have the money for the 13th, and then you can have the strawberries so you can definitely get your money's worth. But those aren't necessarily your only options for spring. You can try the other seeds that PR sells. You'll make money off any of them, just not as much. And the traveling merchant who shows up right here every Friday and Sunday will occasionally sell you other seeds. The one we'd be looking for early in spring is the coffee bean. If we happen to find one very early on, it will cost 2,500 gold, which yes, is expensive, but if you can't afford it, it will absolutely make you your money back. Also, it's probably worth buying a rare seed anytime you find one. If you can afford it, they are expensive and you won't get your money back until fall, but it is worth your time if you find one. Unfortunately, today she doesn't have a coffee bean, so I'm going to go after she went into existence. Coffee beans also have a small chance of being dropped from your mines from the little black fuzzy dust storms. Now, the coffee beans are quite rare for year 1 for spring, but if you do happen to find them, the reason they're so valuable is they take 10 days to grow initially, and then they're ready for harvest every 2 days after that, and they produce multiple coffee beans after that. So I can continually replant these, make a giant coffee crop if I want to, and it will grow really big, really fast. So if you are lucky enough to get a hold of a coffee bean in the early game, you've really got your crop choice made. Just keep expanding on coffee. Now, if you're amazingly lucky, you can